Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga section. I'm here today to begin the review for Vamp the Lost Soul, Manga chapter 31, the last of the volume 4 that is. And now the beginning of this chapter makes me more interested in Regina, Nick's sister, big sis. Just a little bit more because of what happens at the very beginning of the chapter. And that is basically everyone minus James afraid to talk to her on the phone. Everyone seemingly has this fear. You have Einstein is like, oh no, look, Kaz needs me. And then we have who else was there? Enigma, I think his name, the cyborg. He's like, oh yeah, kitty. And then well, basically everyone had their own little excuse. Oh yeah, we had Billie Jean, who was like, nah, not doing it. Not doing it as well. So everyone, like I said, minus James, seems to be seemingly surprised, I mean, not surprised, scared of Regina. So that just automatically made me think, okay, cool. What kind of dominance does Regina have in the VTS world that people from the old generation, I think that I'm pretty sure like these guys are the heroes of like the past. But yeah, to the fact that they are afraid of Regina. And then granted we didn't see a reaction from Jasper or Dragon Mistress, but it just makes you believe that they would have been on the same kind of mind frame as the rest. And then not and then yeah. So we have that, and then to add to the dominance that she's displaying, when she actually does talk to somebody on the phone, when Regina actually does talk to somebody on the phone, she's very demanding, very forceful, very outright, leading the conversation. And when you look at who she actually got to speak to on the phone, it throws you back a bit. At least it threw me back a bit, because James seems like the type of character to take no BS. But when James came with his usual, I don't know how to describe it, came forward with his usual demeanor, Regina got him to turn it back a bit. So that also made me think, ooh, what exactly is Regina all about? What how can she have this such dominance over the characters that we have come to see as the elders, and kind of like the ones to not fear but like look up to, because they're the old generation. Basically, I saw it as a kind of a narrative thing where you had the old generation and then you have the new generation, which is Nick, Rangfang, etc. You know who I'm referring to, surpassing them. But to have the old generation fearing a character, it just makes you think. It also made me wonder, how old is Regina, because I can't remember the age of the old generation, but I feel like Regina's age would fall between next generation and that old generation kind of thing. So that made me wonder as well. And plus she also doesn't look, I'm gonna say between 20 and 30. That'd be my guess. Between 20 and 30. But regardless of that, she was on the phone and laid down her demands like, cool, Nick is staying with me. His friends can come and see him from time to time, but on my terms, and don't worry about his training anymore, because I'm going to be covering that. And then when she said that, I was like, okay, cool. Can she be really of any help to his training? And I guess so. Considering that they're half siblings, and I'm pretty certain that the half is on the dad's side, that would also make her half a vampire. Therefore, she can help him train in his vampire abilities. And who knows? Maybe there'd be more progress than him training under James and Inca and the Dragon Mistress. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. So after all that's said and done, we basically have James be like, yeah, this was a victory. Like, yeah, everything at Bexley Heath was a victory. They did come out with the win. At the end of the day, Mark II has been defeated. They were able to save Nick, because there was a bounty on Nick. Obviously, they was able to save Inkra because Inkra was kidnapped. So at the end of the day, it was a win, but it wasn't a positive win. There's still there was loss in their victory, and what I mean by that is how we have a damaged Jess. They lost the life of Donnie. We lost we have the emotional trauma that Rang Fang has caused upon himself because of this battle in Bexley Heath. So yeah, it was a victory overall, but there was loss within the victory. So after all of that, we do skip on to the teaser for the next arc. So the last couple of pages for the volume is basically a teaser for the next arc, which is going to be involving the Immortals, and we get, I don't want to call it an info dump, but it was a little bit of an info dump, just basically to set the stage for what's going to be happening within the next arc. And it's basically seeming like war, and I'm kind of excited for it for one reason, and I'll get into that in a second. But basically we learn what the Immortals are. They were seen as gods, so yeah, they were seen as gods, but they're not basically gods. And we learned that how the Immortals are basically pure magi or pure elements just given life, basically. Like I said, we learned about two immortals. I think it's two immortals from the past, and how there was a war that took place, and this war was between, if I'm understanding things correctly, this war was between the Immortals and the Four Realms. And the reason why, yeah, so the Immortals and the Four Realms. And this gets me excited because if that is the case, when this arc takes place, the next arc takes place, the Immortals arc, I believe it will be called, we may get to see someone else from another realm finally, because obviously up until now we've only seen Myra and Nikea, both from the night, well, both of Nightmarian descendancy. So it might be nice to see someone from the other three realms finally. Maybe I don't think we would get to see someone from all three realms. I think it would be nice, but I think it would be nice to just see someone from at least one other realm. Or if we are to see someone from all three realms, don't make them the best of that realm. Just give us some, like, I don't want to call them fodder, but some fodder from each realm, just to see what the other realms are about. Because up until now, like I said previously, it's just all been about the Nightmarian realm. So yeah, like I said, we basically learned that there was a war previously, but there was a treaty to stop the war, and these two mysterious characters that we get to see within this chapter are all about starting up this war. And we finally get to find out who Nom, I think the witch doctor's name is Nom. We finally get to find out who she's been working for, which has been basically a question in my mind, I think, from ever since volume 1. It's been a question in my mind, who does Nom work for? And we finally get to find out within this chapter. So Nom will probably be a heavy player, or a more prominent character, rather, in this next arc. But I also do believe that Nom will survive the arc, and the reason why I think that is because of a passing line through one of the immortals that we are introduced to within this chapter, when they say, basically due to the fact that Nom can use corpse clones, so Nom will be defeated within this arc, but I don't think it'll be the true Nom. I think it'll be a corpse clone, so that will make it'll enable Nom to move on forward with the story after the Immortals arc. And I think that is everything I got to say about this chapter. I'm going to give it a 3-star rate and a call it review. Like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.